Okay. Sabarmati ji, it's lovely to be here in your organization, Sambhav. And I'm here to explore and engage with the kind of works you have been doing in different areas. So, I'm going to ask you certain questions which are very important from the perspective of research. So, what is the name of your organization?
Yeah, you already mentioned that it's
Yeah,
Sambhav,
Acha.
which means possible in English.
Can you please tell me about the nomenclature, the name, why you chose a specific name?
In fact, when we came in 1988 to this place, it was absolutely barren, and we were conducting a village level meeting in the nearby village, and people from around 25 to 30 villages were present there. And when we expanded our ideas at what exactly we want to do here, one was one of the focus was like if we don't take care of our environment, our future is dark. And the second is if we do not create a space for women to live with dignity, then also our future is dark. So these two things, gender issues and environmental issues, were the um, main points at that time of discussion. And in environmental activities, besides forest protection, we were also talking about organic farming. And when we chose this barren piece of land, it was absolutely barren, nothing was here. So one of the old persons, he stood up and at the end of the meeting, and then he said, you are all from cities, and whatever you are saying sounds good to the ear, but it's impossible, you cannot grow anything here, and that too organically. So we accepted the challenge of impossible, and that's how the name came. And we said, okay, we'll make it possible, and so it. So असंभव बात को संभव बना के दिखाएंगे. So
Wonderful.
that was the challenge we
Very,
accepted.
very interesting.
Yeah.
Acha, how did you come to the seed question? And what has been your journey overall? And where do you locate the issue of seed in it?
When we talk about environment, when we talk about farming, uh, and also more specifically organic farming, we don't really look at seed issues isolatedly, to be honest. I don't think that it should be looked at very separately, but it has to be given thrust. Because what kind of seeds we should use? If someone asks me to use a BT seed, I will say straight away no, as long as it's not proven to be safe. And so the thrust is always there. And when we talk about organic farming, biodiversity conservation is one of the thrust areas. So seed always has drawn the attraction and are taking the center place in our work.
Okay.
So we don't look at it separately, but we give a lot of emphasis on that. And the other thing is, while doing the farming, we realize that many of the indigenous varieties are vanishing. So our priority was to collect the indigenous varieties, conserve them here, grow them here, not like keeping them in boxes for exhibition, but to grow them here.
In situ conservation. What we
In
call.
situ conservation, and share and exchange with other farmers.
All right.
So, but sharing with research institutions or commercial ventures is not our priority at all.
Okay.
It's only with the farmers. So, the lost varieties can be multiplied and can be spread. So people can slowly, adopt them and start growing them also. Yeah.
What is your understanding of a seed? How do you look at seed? Or what do you understand from seed?
This container of life.
Look at the
That's
smile
what.
at you, on your face.
This container of life in it. Yes. I remember one thing when I was doing my field work for my research in one of the villages. I was discussing with a women's group about the nursery raising practices in rice. I found that it's quite contextual, so I just want to share this. So when I was discussing about the importance of nursery in rice and how do the women do that or men do that, whoever is involved in the whole thing. So one of the very old ladies, she told that, look at my daughter nowadays. The younger generation is not giving much importance to seed. They just buy things from the market and sow it in the nursery. They don't have any attachment with the seeds. But for us, it's like putting a sperm in a mother's womb, that is earth. That was a deeper knowledge I got from her. It was always like that. That thought was there, but I was not able to express it properly, which was expressed through her. I can say my thought was expressed through her. So the older generation was giving so much importance to seeds. And it's the women I found that they were always, taking care of the seeds more than men. Yeah, I remember another thing like again from my field work, from the research. One woman was, she had a nursery with a hybrid seed, and she was putting another nursery with a hilding variety, which they were growing earlier also in earlier years, in previous years. So I asked that you already have put a nursery of hybrid seeds. Why you are putting the old seeds again, which you were doing earlier, growing earlier? She said that the hybrid seed was brought by my husband, and he got it from a dealer, somebody like who was promoting hybrid seeds. I don't know anything about that seed, so I don't trust it. I trust my own seeds, which I have been using for years. So even if he has put a nursery, it's not put by me, it's my husband who put this. Even if he puts that nursery of hybrid seeds, I want to make my own seedlings. So they have a special attachment, special understanding towards it. And it's the women who started agriculture. So they observed the seeds growing near to their caves, probably, or living areas. And
How did your organization got interested in seed saving? And since when you have been doing this?
Since beginning, I told that it's an integral part of the farming. So, and the interest was always there for biodiversity conservation and bringing back the vanishing varieties into cultivation again. So those things, and particularly about rice, if I say. After we, I was always struggling because we have a very small area for growing rice. Very small area. That too was carved from a gully, eroded gully. So I was struggling in such a small area. How can I grow so many varieties and still conserve them and distribute among the farmers? But after we learnt about SRI and started practicing SRI since 2006, so that showed me a way to conserve particularly the rice seeds. And now we have 472 varieties that have become a passion. I'm quite passionate about it. Even my family members are quite passionate. Whenever they go somewhere, they see some seeds, they send it. Some of my friends also, they are quite passionate about. They keep on sending seeds to us, exchange seeds. Some farmers also bring seeds, exchange seeds. Even my colleagues, particularly my women colleagues, they take a lot of interest in collecting seeds and growing them, keeping the seeds for next generation, like that. So it, as more and more we started doing agriculture, not only agriculture, I can say the regreening effort in this area. So the focus was on biodiversity conservation, and that's how we were into seed conservation activities.
Acha, and how you are conserving seeds? Like, what kind of seed bank? Or...
Just
Okay, sure.